Good afternoon, everyone. We'll call this meeting to order if we could. Councillor Burback has provided regrets for this meeting. Item 2 is declarations of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. Seeing none. Item 3 is orders of the day, and I'll turn it over to the clerk.
Through you, Your Worship, item 3.1 is the 2022 parade routes reconsideration. And it's my understanding the Chief Administrative Officer has some preliminary information to provide.
Thank you. Through you, Your Worship, I just wanted to give a bit of background and context as to why this matter is before you this evening. So following the May 24th council meeting, staff reached out to representatives of the Kinsman Club to continue the discussions for the Canada Day Parade and to provide options for the local street routes. It is my understanding that last week, the Kinsman Club held a meeting and decided to cancel both the Canada Day event and the Santa Claus Parade event later this year. Further discussions were held over the next several days between the club and city officials. So that is the context for this evening. The clerk has provided the process that if council wishes to discuss the 2022 Canada Day Parade tonight, there is a motion to reconsider is required. If council wishes to discuss the route and whether or not it's a different route or the local street route for 2022, the city will work with the organizations. There will be a requirement for safety requirements to be included, such as needing to ensure that each intersection involved with the approved parade route has a volunteer stationed there prior to, during, and after the parade until the event is over. And the city will also require a list of volunteers and their stations by the end of this week so that we can make sure that the safety parameters are in place. Otherwise, the city will need to contract for their services to ensure the safety. So I would say that it is getting to be critical with the time with respect to the parade. So those, Your Worship, are my opening comments with respect to the matter this evening. And there are city staff available to answer specific questions should they arise.
Thank you. So as the CAO said, there's 2 motions before us. Is there any questions, Councillor Ritzman?
If I may, if it's of appropriate time, I'd like to make a motion that that the resolution adopted at the May 24, 2020 council meeting related to parade routes in 2022 be reconsidered.
For a seconder. Councillor Beattie. I want to clarify with the clerk, do both the move and the seconder are people that voted in favor of the original motion?
Through you, Your Worship, yes, that's correct. So the 2 movers and seconders need to have voted on the prevailing side. So
to be clear, Councillor Ritzman, did you vote in favor of the resolution at the May 2024 meeting?
That's correct.
Councillor Beattie, did you?
That is correct.
All right. So we've met the requirement under the bylaw. It requires 2/3 of those members of the entire council. So in this case, there are only 9 of us at this time on, so 8 would have to vote in favor of this motion. Any other questions? I'll call the question. All those in favor? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I vote in favor. 7 opposed. 2 opposed. So the motion to reconsider would not be brought forward at this time. So therefore, the motion from May 24th, I'll just ask the clerk to read it back, would still stand. Madam Clerk.
So through you, Your Worship, the motion that was adopted at the May 24th regular council meeting was that the 2022 Canada Day Parade be authorized using local streets only, that in 2022, no parades be permitted on connecting link roads, including Huron Street, Ontario Street, and Erie Street, with the exception of a brief closure for the Remembrance Day Parade, that a report on the use of local streets for parades in 2022, including options for parade routes using local streets only in future years, be presented to council in the first quarter of 2023 for consideration, and that subject to further direction from council, future funding requirements be included in the 2023 and subsequent budgets for consideration.
Okay, so that motion remains in effect, and the motion to reconsider has not gone forward. At this point in time, then, there is no further business before council. I see Councillor Clifford raising his hand.
Yeah, I have a point of order, Your Worship. If there was only 9 people originally and only 10 people here, could someone explain why we need 11 people if we didn't have 11 people in council at the time?
So through you, Your Worship, in accordance with the procedural bylaw, it requires that for a motion to reconsider to be approved, that 2/3 of the whole council vote in favor. It's not 2/3 of the whole council present. If the motion to reconsider had carried, then any motion put forward afterward would have just been a simple majority of council for approval.
Any other questions? All right. With that, we then go to item 4. Madam Clerk.
Through you, Your Worship, item 4 is reading of the bylaws, and there's one bylaw listed for consideration. That's 4.1 confirmatory bylaw, and it requires first and second reading and third and final reading.
A mover for first and second reading, Councillor Ingram, seconded by Councillor Vasilakos. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? 3 opposed. Third and final reading, Councillor Clifford moving, seconder. Councillor Ritzma. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? 2 opposed. That concludes this afternoon's agenda. A motion then to adjourn this evening's proceedings. Councillor Ingram and Councillor Bunting. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? That's carried. Thank you, everyone.